Good morning, everybody. All my friends and family. Just out for an early morning 77-degree ride. Had some rain yesterday, so it's kind of humid, but I'll take that over the 104 high that we had yesterday. It's supposed to be the same temperature today as it was yesterday, so if I'm going to do any riding, it's going to be early morning. It's about 7:36 in the morning. The bad part about the early morning riding is having to deal with commuters. But as long as I stay out here in the back roads and don't go into San Antonio, then I should be okay. Shouldn't have to deal with too many. And the secondary reason why I wanted to take a little bit longer ride today, although it's not too far, I'm just going to go up to Blanco, over to 35, and then back home, is I made a rear rack for my tail bag. I've got one of those tail bags that is supposed to go over a, for lack of a better term, a sissy bar, or it goes over a backrest on a cruiser type bike. And as you know, an FJR doesn't come with that rear rack, so my reasoning for making it was twofold. First, it gives me some practice time with my welder, and then it just kind of puts my craftsmanship to the test. And the second is to save some money. I don't have a TIG welder or a spool gun to weld aluminum, so I chose steel, some mild steel to make it out of, instead of aluminum. Wish I'd had some aluminum experience. I don't, but and this is not the first thing I want to attempt welding aluminum with, so I'll shoot some pictures of what I made. And this is a maiden voyage of the test on it with the bag attached. I don't have any thing in the bag, but I will eventually. I'll load it up with some bricks or something and see how they handle on some twisty corners and see how it affects the bike. Through all testing, there's going to be some failures and some successes. The actual bar that the bag attached to is a little off. I neglected to clamp one side down, and so when I was welding it, kind of distorted a little bit, but to the naked eye you really can't tell. You have to actually set it on a table to determine how crooked it is. So anyway, I hated to give up the bag because I really like it, and it has four lockable compartments, or three. Anyway, it's hard to remember when I'm just not looking at it, but they're all divided, and on the very bottom it has a compartment for a laptop or a notepad or whatever. And so it's really good, and it has a rain cover. For touring purposes, I think it works really well. I've toured with it once. I actually had it on my Tiger as a seat tail bag, and it worked pretty good. The unit itself that I made, after I got it all sanded and smoothed out, I shot some etching primer on it, and then I used some spray bed liner and put that on there to make it tough and abrasion resistant. So I actually thought about taking it down and having it powder chromed or powder coated. But the thing with powder coating is it still scratches. Although it's a very hard surface, it'll still scratch. And plus there's the cost of it. You know, I'm trying to do it on the cheap, and I think I've done that pretty good. I think all in all, with the bed liner spray was about $7, $6.50, $7. The steel itself, the flat plate I bought at a steel supply house wholesale. I think I paid $15 for it, which was a 2-foot. It's 2 foot by 2 foot, something like that. 1/8" plate steel, and then the square tubing that I used, I actually got that for free at a scrapyard. The amount that I got, their scales wouldn't pick it up, so they just gave it to me. Said, "I ain't enough to worry about, just take it." So I took it. I offered to pay them a couple of bucks for it, but no, they just said, "No, go ahead and take it. It's not worth it. Go ahead." So there's a scrapyard over here that sells to the public, and they have a yard. They also still sell and fabricate other steel products, but they have a scrapyard that you can go in and pick out what you want. And it's all very usable steel. It may have some surface rust on it, but they have some galvanized piping and, you know, just a variety of stuff. It depends on whatever somebody brings in for salvage. But so you just go in there, and the square tubing that they had was, geez, it was like 20-foot lengths, and they had a pallet of it. So, and they'll cut it for you, but they just had some scrap stuff laying on the ground, so I picked it up and they just gave it to me, so no problem. I'm probably going to go back and get some more at some point, just to have it on hand. It's they had two different sizes. They had some 1-inch and some 3/4 inch. Some 3/4 inch and 1-inch square tubing. And that's all very useful in different projects. I decided I'm going to attempt to make my own welding table. Instead of, I've already got a welding table, just a portable one. And then if I like it well enough, I'm going to make a welding stand for my welder. I'm wanting to buy a plasma cutter, but I don't, you know, I just don't know that if I'd use it enough to justify the cost. Plasma cutters aren't cheap. So anyway, I'll cut this video off so I'll have enough battery to make a video on the rack that I made. Unfortunately, I didn't videotape the total process of making it, design and build up and welding and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I'll let you go, and you guys have